Chamber massive buffs. Shorty completely gutted and is now useless. There's a lot to talk about. Patch notes as well as in-game gameplay of Pearl, which gives you a much better look than the pictures we were able to look at earlier. So let's get on with the patch notes, starting with the general. Some agent updates, starting with Viper. Her fuel generation. Reduced regeneration per second from 5% to 3.3%, and increased time to regenerate to max fuel once empty from 20 seconds to 30 seconds. So quite a significant nerf to Viper. I'm not entirely sure why they targeted Viper. I do wonder if this is more targeted towards the professional play more than the game balance itself. Did you guys feel Viper was oppressive? I don't like Viper. I don't like playing against Viper, but was she oppressive? I'm not too sure. Is this to make way for maybe future Harbor buffs, or maybe just to make way for Harbor to shine more? I'm not entirely sure. Next up, we have Chamber. So Chamber has now been buffed, and they're quite significant. So his trademark, which is a C, the disable range goes from 4,000 to 5,000, meaning you can be further from your trademark before it decides to go offline. The trap arm speed goes from 4 seconds to 2 seconds, meaning you can arm it way faster, which is actually a lot nicer on rotates, or if you want to hold on to your trip and not place it pre-round. So this is actually really big. This makes him more versatile. But then Rendezvous, which is his E. It says instant equip out of teleport. This is insane. This is insane if real. Basically what Riot's saying here is once you teleport, you'll instantly have your gun ready. Bro, are they trying to make him like Yoru? Are you supposed to like hide your rendezvous and then like teleport behind the enemy and then you have your gun instantly? Like, wait a minute. Like, or is it just, I don't know, that's insane. That is insane for him to have his gun out instantly. I don't, like, right now it's still only on the PBE, but like, damn, that is actually insane. Then there's Tour de Force, which is his ultimate. The firing rate has increased by 15%. This is obviously massive because the biggest nerf originally that made his ultimate feel super sluggish was that slowdown in fire rate. Increasing it by 15% will make it feel a lot snappier and a lot more fun to use again. So overall, the chamber buffs are quite massive. Like even Yoru got a small buff, but I've also got a small message from today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by G2A, a marketplace catered and made for gamers. They got both AAA titles, indie games, and even software, all at massive discounts. And best of all, even if it's brand spanking new, you can find it on sale. Look at this, Diablo right here. Xbox Series X, S, or other codes, you can get them for a discount right off of the bat. Never pay full price for a game when you can use G2A. Best of all is I've actually used and continue to use G2A. I've bought in Metal Gear Solid. I got it on Steam at a massive discount in order for me to redeem it and then play it on my Steam Deck. I played the entire game through, worked flawlessly. I didn't have to pay full price, which was a huge W for me. I also played Tunic, which is a very fun game, by the way, but right now they have their diversity sale going on, and if you use the code diversity15, you can get a discount code. All you got to do is add any two games. They can both be AAA, and then even if they're already discounted, if you use this discount code on top of the discounts, you even get more discounts. It's just insane. So check out G2A using the link down below. There's actually a little bit more. So miscellaneous, Yoru's fake out, which is C, can now be visually affected by concussing abilities. So that's actually also really, really big for Yoru because they just made sure that his clone is more sellable. So when I'm using my clone, if it were to get concussed, it looks like if I were to get concussed, meaning more likely someone to fall for the fact that I, fall for the clone. It's just a good Yoru buff. Sorry, I said Omen because the next thing is to increase player discernibility. The timing of Omen from the shadows, which is his X, his ultimate, voiceover line has been slightly pushed forward. Another actually massive change, and I'm pretty happy about it, is weapon accuracy on the ascenders or the zip lines, which is the ropes. Minimum spread on ropes has been increased to 65% of the walking spread. So rifles from 0.8 to 0.13, classic from 0.35 to 0.55, frenzy from 0.35 to 52, ghost from 35 to 6, sheriff from 35 to 78, and SMGs from 3 to 65, snipers and shotguns remain unchanged. Walking and running spread on ropes increased to match the walking and running spread on the ground. This is extremely important in my opinion because getting flashed or killed through a rope while sliding on a rope is always frustrating. So in decreasing the chances of it happening goes a long way. But next we get Shorty nerfs. Oh my goodness, dude, the Shorty got gutted. Actually gutted. The reserve ammo of the Shorty is adjusted from 10 to 6. the price has been adjusted from 150 credits to 300. The damage at no fall off adjusted from 12 to 11. Damage at first step fall off, 7 meters, adjusted from 8 to 6. Dude, I am actually shocked. A lot of people said they were expecting the Shorty to be nerfed. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Is there something going on in pro play, like what happened with the frenzy and stuff? Because like that's a pretty massive. They could have just made the Shorty go from 150 to 300 and call it a day. Why gut it and then also make it cost double? I think this is a moment of Riot doubling down too heavily, in my opinion, too heavily. You guys can let me know. I think they could have left the Shorty in its niche and just made it cost 300. That would have been more than enough. The Frenzy also got some changes. The minimum spread increased from 0.45 to 0.65. The spread curve has been adjusted. Maximum spread reached in 5 bullets instead of 6. The recoil pitch curve has been adjusted, and the maximum recoil will be reached in 5 bullets instead of 6. Total recoil is lowered to compensate. So, I mean, these are kind of minor adjustments, but overall, it's a nerf to the Frenzy, which also kind of hurts. I don't know. The Ghost and Sheriff have been dominating for so long that the fact that they kind of get hit, the Shorty and Frenzy, just the minute they have any sort of limelight, meh. I don't love it. Not my favorite. Next, what you're seeing is the newest Pearl changes, and I kind of like this. The black box is the original map, which lets us compare one-to-one perfectly. So this is the first new angle. You can see that you can see quite high. You can see the other boxes from far. You can no longer kind of ramp off of it. It's a lot more simpler, a lot easier to see, and you can no longer tuck in this corner at all. Like, you're not hiding in that corner anymore. There's, of course, still the ratty corner on the left, but that's about it. Now, as we head over to screens, it's now been changed a lot. You can see how high screens used to be. That's the previous black box. But instead, now you can make a little bit of a jump. You can get a crouch spray. You're going to be fighting a lot more fair and fun angles from both the defenders and attackers' sides. Like, this is a massive balance change for Pearl. Like, no matter what, this is a massive balance change, and I love it. And I love it. Now, this is where it used to cut off. Now, as we enter through it, you can see this is how it'll actually look now, where you can tuck in. So it's a new ratty corner, but I think it just allows you to play. I love how it allows you to hold connector. That is so much healthier that you can hold connector. It's going to be more fun as a defender, but even just playing post plant after you get the spike down as an attacker. Again, just makes the map overall a lot better. This, on the other hand, is thicker. It's a little bit hard to see, but yes, it is overall thicker. And once you actually head up, it makes it a little bit more obvious. And no matter what, when you're playing around it, you can obviously also tell that it's thicker. More people can now sit up here. If you're in the very furthest corner, you can see both the sides. Instead of black, you'll be able to see into that cubby. You can see all the new angles from up here. And again, overall, I think that the Pearl changes are absolutely fantastic. Obviously, overall, great changes all around. I think this patch is pretty good and pretty game changing, but you do have to take it with a little bit grain of salt, since it is PBE and it is subject to change. But fingers crossed, I think it could shake up the game quite a bit.